Hello everyone, my name is Amanda Owen. I'm a training specialist here at Can-Am Systems, and I'd like to welcome you to today's Lunch and Learn session featuring magicplan. Today we will be discussing the future of claims processing and magicplan's revolutionary approach to getting jobs done faster. As you know, this meeting is held in a Zoom format and is being recorded. These recordings, along with any questions, will be available to you via a link sent at a later date. You've been muted to avoid any background noise, and your video has been turned off to avoid any distractions. At the end of this session, we will have a Q&A period where you are strongly encouraged to enter your questions throughout the session directly into the Q&A box. Our featured presenter today is Jackson Cole. Jackson is a technical sales consultant and an implementation specialist who bridges the gap between the commercial front and product backend of magicplan. And now, Jackson, I'll turn the floor over to you.
Thank you. Yeah. Thanks everybody for coming today, and welcome. I'm excited to share a bit about magicplan, kind of what we do and what we're hoping to do. So again, excited to be here and take notes on the questions, and we'll hopefully get through everything and get to those again. I will then go ahead and share my screen. All right. What is magicplan? If you aren't aware of what magicplan is, then we'll go through everything. If you are, hopefully this will still also teach you a little bit more about us in case you didn't know something. So magicplan is a floor sketching application that sketches 2D and 3D spaces and helps you create estimates and process your guys' claims instantly. There's no waiting time. You can use the devices that you carry around with you every day, from your iPhones, iPads to Android tablets, and then get everything done in an instant. Our application specializes in using the laser sensors that are built into iOS devices or Bluetooth lasers, or even just the cameras on Android devices to create the spatial measurements into real drawings that are completely editable on the spot when you're going through a job site and gathering information you need. What does this look like on our new auto scan? This new auto scan that we have is using the LiDar laser sensors that are built into the iOS devices. This is going to be on the iPad Pro 2nd gen and up, and iPhone Pro 12 and newer. As you can see, as you're going around, it's going to automatically detect all windows, doors, and about 99% of the furniture that we offer in our base object catalog, and gather the measurements for everything while you do so. This is going to produce a live floor plan with a live preview using GPS tracking to know where you are in the room as well, and provide you with a floor plan you can then edit, view, and share as you need to. While doing so, you can also take photos and annotations of any damages that you see that you might need to save for later as well. The one quick way to check if you're using an iOS Pro device is going to look for the typical 3 cameras and sensor built in on the backside. If you notice that there's only a single camera, there's a very good chance you are unfortunately not using that. Just because you do not have the Pro devices, though, does not mean you can use our app. It still works great without it. This is just a fun new feature that is accessible to a lot of most standard users nowadays. If you don't have an iOS device, or even if you do, and you prefer 100% accuracy instead of 98 to 99%, we do support the use of Bluetooth lasers. These Bluetooth lasers are completely compatible with our application, and they will get you 100% accuracy every single time. They can be used to check the distances of walls, setting corners, diagonals, or even just measuring objects if you need to know the exact size of something. They only take about 5 seconds to set up within the app, and there's a few dozen that are listed on our site for reference if you need to know compatibility. Quick video on this for you as well. As we go through the site here, you can see that he is just going to be able to turn on the Bluetooth laser, create his square room as he's going through instead of doing his scan. Some folks prefer this, especially when using the Android devices, just because of the speed of the Bluetooth laser and how simple it is for rectangular rooms. All you have to do is go into dimensions, click on the laser itself, hit connect right here, and now you are ready to measure with your Bluetooth laser. Once you get it set up against the wall, All you have to do is make sure that that little red dot in our application is on. And then when you go over to the wall, you're able to set that dimension manually. And it will also then be locked because it knows you tried to measure that with a laser. And there's now something that has been measured to 100% accuracy. Once you have that, then you have the dimensions and you are ready to move on. You can start adding other objects as you need to, start taking photos, annotations, and notes, continue processing any sort of claim and damage information as you need to. Right. Next, excuse me. Next one there. The advantage of our application compared to a lot of competitors is that once the scan or those measurements are taken, you'll be able to go through and edit everything on the spot. None of these floor plans are going to be locked, and they'll all have full editing capabilities for anything that you need to measure right away. There's going to be no turnaround time on this, and there's going to be full accuracy based on the information that you gathered. So if you need to add in objects, adjust them, or go through and maybe mark damage zones, leave some annotations for maybe where you see a water line, is a very, very easy to do and very, very capable. Beyond this, if you need to mark something along the wall, we do have what we call the elevation view, which is going to be when you're looking at something horizontally. You can go wall by wall within our application to place, measure, or annotate any sort of information that you need to, whether this is an object, a damp zone, or maybe just some light switches or windows. Additionally, after everything is done, if you'd like to get a 3D preview, we have a 3D viewer built into our app and also have 3D exports available for sharing in case any other modifications are necessary afterwards. We have a very large base catalog of objects for use. This is going to be expanded constantly and is also now additionally going to start including some branded restoration objects from a few different companies. More details on that to come soon while we finalize those. But these objects will provide you with a high level of detail to whatever need that suits your business workflows. If you need to place just a few objects for reference points, you can just leave a few in there, or you can place every single object in the house for absolute 100% accuracy and detail to the actual house. This does not just include the actual objects and furniture. Like I mentioned, there are a lot of annotations and other reference-based objects that you can drop in to leave notes for internal team members or to show external members something that you would like to notate, whether that's a photo marker or an annotation box with some text attached. Additionally, if there are objects that you guys have and you like to use, we support the feature of uploading your own SVG and OBJ 3D and 2D files. These files can be uploaded and placed into our application, and then they can be used to make your own custom branding. A quick run through on that here. This collection of custom objects can be completely managed by the admins in your workspace, and it can be adjusted on the spot to a very high level of accuracy and can be changed whenever you need to, whether that's just changing one measurement or adding new ones or updating the imagery for them. Any changes made here will be reflected within your guys' projects once you apply them. We do have guides on how to make these 2D and 3D objects on our site, but we also have an internal designer to help and references for external designers if you would like them made elsewhere. This tool can be used for just about anything, and we'll have live previews of those objects for you to view as you are uploading them, and then they can all be pushed to your workspace whenever they are ready. If you need to make adjustments, you can always turn them off temporarily and go back and update them as needed. After you have all that information notated down and you're ready to move on, this is where you can come in and you can generate a quick PDF report on the spot while you're still on the job site to show whoever you need to what information you've gathered and what information is relevant. These reports feature a company branded logo that you can set up in the company profile, along with the address information and then a high level of customizability on the actual PDF output itself. This can be shared either directly on the app while you're on site or at a later date via the website, what we call the cloud, and emailed over to any client or internal external user that you see fit. Another layer of information that you'll be able to add to these forms that you might have saw a little bit on the last slide, some custom forms and attributes that are attached to sites. These forms can be attached to any level of the project, whether that's the entire project level, each floor, each room, or even a specific object. We can create forms that help you fill out important and relevant information specific to a claim that might be part of your SOP to make sure that everything is getting filled out correctly the first time and you don't have to go back for anything. These layers of information will help create more accurate reports and also make it easier to access this information at a later date, as it will be displayed on the reports that you generate after you're done with the project. Quick example here is going to be a few questions that were taken while taking an inspection of a new house that was for sale and adding photos. You can add signatures, date and timestamps, multi-select information, have an open text prompt, take measurements, and then even set colors and other things while adding these forms. More specifically on those notes and annotations that can be placed, as you guys go through, and we mentioned earlier, you can go through and you can add these annotations to add out a level of detail. This could include photo markers of where you took the image photos. Maybe you want to drop a sticky note for some relevant information for later, or maybe just mark some sort of warning sign in case they have to go into a dangerous room. This documentation is very, very helpful and helps increase the accuracy and relevance of your reports by a lot. As you're going through and taking photos during your scan, you can also actually go back and take reference photos or upload them at a later date if you need to. These can be uploaded again at either the project level, the floor level per floor, or even specifically to one object if you need to. We also do support 360 panoramas, whether that's taken via a Ricoh Theta camera. We support, I believe, about 3 or 4 different models of the Ricos, but we also support a phone-based 360 panorama that just doesn't have the spherical top and bottom view on it. Those are very helpful as the equipment is very common in the industry, and you will be able to view and share those photos however you need to, whether it's in the app or on the cloud, just with a quick link creation. On to custom attributes. This is a more detailed version of a custom form, something that you can attach directly to the object itself in case you need to find out a little more. We find a lot of users using this for walls or specific objects. They need to have a few questions answered, so then they have the important relevant info displayed at a very high level when gathering the reports. This can be used to label the type of object is there, the type of work that needs to be done, or maybe annotate some information specific to readings that you have taken while on site. Our application uses cloud-based storage, and because of that, we have completely unlimited storage at no extra cost while using our application, and we allow however many user seats that you have assigned to use that unlimited storage. This information is completely live and will automatically sync to our cloud and will be accessible from anywhere. This does not mean that our app needs to be online to be used, however, as when you're on site, the full scan and editing capabilities are completely offline in case of a catastrophic event. The only reason you will need to be connected online on site is if you'd like to generate a report on the spot or sync that information back to the cloud. If you have an office admin doing some work back at their computer, you can just go back into an area with service or connect to a mobile hotspot, sync the data back, and then the office admin can continue working on the project as needed. This automatic syncing will actually update to a full live collaboration feature later this year with our new version of our application coming out later this summer. This includes things like comments, sharing plans, generating the reports, or even getting those exports into other systems as you need them. The last tool that we are able to provide, which is quite specific, is the actual estimation of the work being done on properties. We do have a built-in estimator into our system. This system currently runs on our mobile devices and is set up in the cloud. You'll be able to set up your own price lists, upload them, modify them, and add any line items you need to in the website, and then go into the job site and apply those estimates on the spot. This feature will be updating to a web-based estimator later this summer with a new app version. This will just include the addition of a web-based estimation since it just is currently not supported on the web right now. Along with that, though, we will have some standardized pricing added, starting with the Craftsman price book list. With magicplan, the one thing you'll be able to do is not have to go back to the site if you ever find issues or have to wait for turnaround times if something doesn't look right. You have the power to get what you guys need to get done when you need it done so you can keep moving along and get paid faster. All of this is going to be instant with next to zero turnaround time, as the power to create and edit and process is all at the power of your fingertips. We also integrate directly with Xactimate if you haven't heard already. Our current integration is a direct sketch integration. All you have to do is connect the accounts, hit a few buttons, and then you'll have your sketches directly in Xactimate in a few seconds. The only caveat would be about 10 or 15 seconds if you have some photos to send over, and even that is exponentially faster than other systems in the industry. What this looks like as a quick example is taking the floor plan from magicplan and sending it directly over, so you do not have to sketch in Xactimate at all. Right now, we do transfer the photos, the doors, and some windows, and we're looking to expand that offering continuously as we get more feedback. Furthermore, we're adding an ESX file generation export very soon, so please keep an eye on that and feel free to reach out if you have more questions about either of those. Additionally, we do also have an integration with CoreLogic. We're working with Claims Connect or another system like that with FML files. This is similar to what an ESX generation will look like. All you have to do is hit export and you will get the FML file immediately sent to your account, and then you can keep processing your claims as fast as you'd like to. Thank you very much for coming to the presentation, and if you have any questions, then please let us know.
Thank you so much, Jackson. Any questions you have, please go ahead and enter them into the Q&A box, and Jackson will address them as they come in. Jackson, one of the questions we have from Mark is, when will this be available on Android?
I see the Q&A box now. Yes, so starting with Mark. Sorry, you're a little quiet, Amanda. I'm not sure if that's just me, but Mark, the app is currently already available on Android. We just don't have the auto scan just due to LiDAR development. The developing of a LiDAR scan on Android is beyond technologically challenging. So you can still use the full app on Android. The only difference is you just won't have the auto scan. Everything else is the exact same. There will be no differences except for some UI changes. Oh, I can answer. The cost. So if you're going to be working with magicplan on a claims perspective, we can do a per project pricing right now of $25 per claim, and that is going to be either our current direct integration to Xactimate in CoreLogic, or it's going to be the ESX file generation in CoreLogic. It is $25 per, and there is no hidden extra fees beyond that. We can set you up with as many projects and seats as you need. There is nothing else beyond that because our application is simple and we wanted to keep our prices. Trial period. Yes, good question. So we do have a free download on the App Store if you'd like to try the actual creation of projects and editing. Anybody can go and download the application. They can go online and sign up for free and then try those two projects with all of our features unlocked, except for Xactimate. All you have to do is get in touch with us, and then we can get you started on an Xactimate trial directly. That just takes this quick connection on our end, and then you can start trying out the claims processing speed and see how fast it works for yourself. Is there any other questions? Sure, that's a good question, Mike. So content management and cleaning, depending on which information you're trying to gather, you'll be able to leave attributes and information on the specific contents itself and take sheets and forms to take track of contents. You can use this to take photos of the contents so you have a reference of their condition prior and after. Something I like to do if I'm taking a before and after with that is to actually duplicate a floor, but the second floor is actually just a before and after comparison of those items and objects and the actual property itself. If you need to leave notations of what was done for cleaning specifically, we have a lot of annotation options for adding the details and the finer levels of reporting that you might need to display to someone to show what you did on the site. Let's see, another one. Is there training and some type of documentation to present to our PMs? Yes. So when you sign up with us, you'll be assigned a customer success representative. Um, they are our success team that will help kind of onboard you onto the application. And they will also be there to answer any questions that you have in terms of a real person to talk to. We do not have any sort of AI chatbots or anything. We only have real human support, and that is all in-house. The documentation that we have along with that, we do have a full help article site built, ready for any quick questions you do have. We also have e-courses and trainings and certifications that are constantly being developed to expand the Magic Plan knowledge. You'll actually be able to get a Magic Plan certification to show that you've actually studied some of the courses. And additionally, we have a Magic Plan community. This is an in-house community site for all users, all kinds to come together, talk about how the app is going, maybe answer questions for each other, and also move on from there. One big thing as well for a PSA relevant topic is we will be launching a PSA integration later this year, just so you guys know. We are working in development right now, and we will have live data syncing across both platforms, so you guys can use magicplan and then also sync that data into PSA and continue to get jobs done. Xactimate and mobile claims. So we do integrate with Xactimate, as you can see. We do have a quick demo video on YouTube if you guys would like to see the full process. What you do is you just request the information from Xactimate through a third-party integrator request, and then you go into magicplan and send that data back over, and then import it finally in Xactimate. Email contact, yes. If you would like to get in touch, you can email probably sales@magicplan.app, I believe is the email. We can also pass along some more information afterwards in case you guys would like to get in touch. So how does the app work with PSA? We will just have a tab on the PSA application that is magicplan, similar to some of the other companies that have integrated, and it will be a live update of the information that is on this project, including the sketch and other relevant files. So that way you guys don't have to swap apps again to go back and gather any project information. Our user's going to have access to magicplan with the integration. That is going to be, I'm assuming this is in specific to two separate subscriptions versus one with PSA and then getting access to magicplan. Is that correct? So access, integration. I'm actually not sure on the specifics of that yet due to the actual details that we have figured out. We will definitely figure that out and send out updates once we do know, just because I don't want to spread any false information prior to it launching. Do we have to not the sketch? And we have to net. Could you elaborate a little bit on the sketch there, Shazad? I guess I'm just unsure of what you're asking. No. So as mentioned earlier, the application itself does not need internet connection to create sketches or edit them or add any information to them. The whole application functions offline. The only part that is online is going to be the file generation of any reports or estimates and integrations, obviously, just because systems do need the internet to communicate. But if there is no service, you can go fully on site with your devices and take any sketches and gather photo information to take back later. That then will automatically sync once you are in service. Does that answer your question? If not, then please feel free to ask more. Yes, great question. So Magic Plan versus Encircle, we get a lot of questions about what the differences are. And obviously, the more straightforward differences is how the information is captured. We actually take live LiDAR measurements with the sensors in the iPhones and iPads, and then also use AI and spatial learning tech on the cameras with Androids to take spatial measurements directly with our camera. And then we also then allow it for instant processing and editing on the spot. Encircle is going to be, I believe, a video-based sketch that is then sent over to their system, which is then sent off to another company that they've contracted through. And then they actually have someone process the sketch for you and then send it back with a turnaround time. Our application is completely live and completely tech-based. We are not a service company, we are a tech company. So we allow you to process your sketches on your device using the hardware that your devices already have in them. The Apple, I believe, A17 processor, one of the latest ones, runs about 37 trillion processes a second. So we thought it was high time that we take advantage of that. These devices are very capable, and we've built the software to do so. So you will have your information instantly with no turnaround time and the power to edit in case something goes wrong, all while offline instead of having to wait for anything that does happen, like a service disruption. You'll be able to leave the job site with all that information, and you won't have to go back unless you need another sample for one reason or another. Additionally, you can also have your other users go back and gather that information if you need to. Workspace management is a huge part of our application. If you need to set up a company with several teams, we only provide access to those who need it. You can keep the estimators, the sketchers, and the technicians all separate and make sure that only those who need to send the information have access to do so. Any other questions? All right. Good. I will, I guess, stop the screen share there then for you, Amanda. If there's any other closing notes, please feel free to take over.
Yeah, Jackson, thank you so much for the presentation. We've learned so much, and everybody, your questions were great. Again, the link will be sent out to you at a later date and then also available on our YouTube channel. Thank you, everyone, and have a great rest of your day.